Good evening, everybody. Yes, I did comb my hair for tonight. I did comb my hair. Somebody had to do it right. Somebody had. Hey, Beth D. Hello, hello, everybody. So we're going to talk about a serious subject tonight to start with. Um, yeah. Oh, thank you, Remaining Remnant. I feel much better that now that you told me that. Hello, Tamara, Beth D, Brandy F. Little Boots is up in the house. So glad to see y'all. Did I see Kentucky Survival run up in here? Yeah, he's here. What's up, Kentucky Survival? Let's give people just. I'm not late. Hey, Lenora. Lenora's here. What the heck? Where? Right here. Is this a redneck tie, man? The sweat. It's called sweatshirt. The day. That'll be the day. Tamara, what's going on? Leah, what's going on? Leah. Georgie Mitchell's up in the house. Mama Leem. Mama Leem, what are you talking about? I needed to comb my hair. What are you talking about? My hair looked like this earlier today. It looked like a little alfalfa sparky thing going on. Y'all, I want to talk about this on a serious note. We always talk about we don't want to bug out, we want to bug in. But creepy guy in the corner here. Well, we already know that about you, Rick. But we're welcoming you to the chat anyway. But I want to say this, folks. Let's really think about this in a down to earth, sensible. Whoa, off the wall prepper is being sensible. So I want to talk about this in a really down to earth manner because there is things that we're going to have to consider. It may seem that bugging out would pose the most risk, the highest risk, but there's many risks and mistakes that we can make when we're bugging in, which actually, folks, honestly, it could turn out deadly for each and every one of us and our families. So this is something really that we need to get on point about. We really need to think about it, and we really need to discuss it. I've been going down these rabbit holes about some good down to earth basic prepping. And this is what I want to say. One of the biggest threats that we can face is the threat of other people who would want to take our food, water, and supplies. We've talked about this. So regardless of what the early warning systems you have in place, not having someone awake and on guard duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week could be a fatal mistake, right? Most bad actors, people that are perpetrating, are going to attack your home, will do so during the dead silence, the quiet of the night. Think about this. When you're the most vulnerable, when you got your feet up and you're tired, you worked all day, and especially in an SHTF situation, during the daylight hours, you're still going to need to maintain that watch as you go around. But the thing is an SHTF task to ensure your survival is the most important thing. So while you're busy and focused on the task at hand, is a perfect time for someone to make their move. And especially if you're in an urban setting or if you're in a rural setting like we are, I mean, they could hide behind the trees, right? And just come on in. So we need to avoid being targeted by looters when there is a SHTF. We got to stay ahead of any potential threats. With these tips and tricks for protecting your home, I'm hoping that some of you will pick up on them very quickly. I want to say this. I showed on Off the Wall Prepper, the troublemaker that got kicked off YouTube. Anyway, I showed a how we had done things out here in the rural area because people always say, "Well, I'm in a rural area and things are going to be absolutely freaking fantastic. I don't have nothing to worry about." We still have a lot to worry about, really, because if you think about this, one, me and Dragonflies are out here by ourselves. We've already tested some of our neighbors. They're not going to come through. And honestly, when there's a SHTF situation, folks, people aren't going to come through. They're going to be sitting on their duffs and they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to stay and worry about me. And all of us are going to be worried about ourselves and our family, right? But I will say this, maintaining that 24/7 security around your property is very important. I want to say also, having fencing up, a few trappy traps up, things like that could be very beneficial to you. Very beneficial. And I think that the more we look at we each have to look at our own scenarios and kind of say, okay, I have a lot of rose bushes on this side of the house and I have windows there. Great hiding spot. Well, the rose bushes might cause some thorns in their ass, right? So thorns in their ass is a good way to keep them away. But if you have too much shrubbery around your home, it could create a great hiding spot for anybody. I think it's very important that we talk about this in detail and that we really think about it, because the next thing I want to bring up is not helping those around you. I know what y'all are going to say. Well, I ain't helping nobody. They better have themselves. They better have their own stuff. But think about this. We need to keep positive relations with those people around us that are close in our proximity. You're gonna inevitably be seeing neighbors in need. Some old bottled water, a few cans of food, some batteries or medical supplies will go a long way to keep your neighbors from seeing you as a target. Now, I'm not saying that in the long run that they might not come back and say, "Well, shoot, you gave me this." But even if you keep all your preps a secret, those around you are gonna know that your prepared mindset, they're gonna notice that you and your family seem to be doing pretty well, while others in the neighborhood or others in the community are struggling and having major problems. So, we have to think about these scenarios. Uh, just what Dragonflies said, we already found out who will help and who won't. And also, you have to look at everybody's situation. One day a neighbor might be a friend, and the next day they might be your foe. The next day they may want to take your things. And so we really got to get in this mindset that we evaluate each situation differently and we evaluate each person differently. Raven laughs. I have to say another big shout out to Raven. I've been missing her on the lives. She's had some things going on as well as Beth D. If you everybody keep lifting Raven and Beth D up in your prayers and anybody else that's having issues. But I want to say this, that, Raven made me have a change of heart, because my opinion was, if you didn't prep and you knew that all these things were going on, well, you're on your own. And I really didn't want nothing to do with you. And Raven said, well, if a lady and 3 kids come to the door, because I had played out a scenario one night, she said, utilize those kids and teach them a skill, be it if they're hauling wood or feeding the chickens or feeding the dogs or whatever it may be. And I really had to turn around and back myself up and say, you know what? She was right. Because I always said, keep them away, keep them as far away as possible. But not helping those around us is really going to make us stick out like a sore thumb. They're going to really look at us as a target. 6 families on a dead end road surrounded by trees, we will cut off access to us. And see, you have the capability to do that, Kentucky Survival. Everybody's scenario is going to be totally different. If you honestly think about it, it's going to be different. And I hope each one of you have somebody around you that you can rely on. Well, me and Dragonflies found it out that some of them around us that said they would help, well, they wouldn't even help in a little bit of a situation, let alone a SHTF. And those that are staying kind of hidden out of the game, well, they might be a serious problem. What's up, Third Eye? What's going on? We're glad to see you. Keep doing the dang thing. That's for sure, Third Eye. I really, really appreciate you stopping by. We've missed you, man. Um, the next thing that I want to bring up, and I got not having an early warning system, not having those things in place that can protect you and your family. The best insurance policy that we can actually have against an attack is having several layers of protection. Y'all might remember when we were over on the Troublemakers channel once again that we were talking about layers of protection, about fortifying our homes in some way or some sound. Some systems can be silent, some can be loud, but they also have to be hidden well enough that no one can avoid triggering them, like, just on a nonstop basis, and that they know where they're at. Tripwire alarms, pressure switches, cameras, motion lights, solar lights, at motion activated lights, all those things are great, because I really believe solar is going to be a big go-to. And one thing that all of us should never overlook, that's a great warning system. It doesn't matter if it's a large dog or a small dog, but our canine best friends, our companions, are always on the lookout for threats. They are going to alert us to threats that maybe we would otherwise miss. I don't know who it was that just it was our neighbor. She recently told me that her dog went off the deep end, was barking, 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 and the dog had found a baby possum in the ground. She walked right over it, didn't even see it. So their heightened sense of smell and hearing is our nature's early warning system, and we should really make good use of it when bugging in. I think that we've talked about this before, but I still think it's a very, very good point, is that we need to also keep supplies outside of the house. We need to have those extra places that not everybody knows, maybe outside buildings, outside the walls of your home. You know, caches of supplies where you'd have in separate locations for resupply when you have to bug out. And I know you all don't want to bug out, but bugging in there may be a situation where it becomes too unsafe to leave the confines of your home. For example, if you keep supplies in sheds, detached garage, carport, storage units, you may have to put your safety at risk to access those items. So that's something that we all need to think about is where and how we're going to keep those supplies and what's going to happen. Like, what's gonna happen when we go outside of the home? If our whole area is completely inundated with bullshit and there's people or military or whatever it may be, or just looters coming to take our stuff, going outside to get those things could be a serious risk. So you're gonna need to be on point, and the whole purpose of this live tonight is for each and every one of us, seriously, to make a plan of action. Plans of action, doing the legwork is really going to be a huge, huge thing for each and every one of us. Because if we just start talking about it and we don't do nothing, where's it going to lead you? It's going to lead you down the road of catastrophe. And I want to make sure that we're all on point because there's a lot of things going on. I wish to God I could say, "Hey, God, give me some tell me what to tell me what to say here. Tell me what we should be doing, and tell me how or when this is going to happen." I wish I could tell y'all, but God hasn't given me those words of knowledge. Combustible items indoors. You got to remember this. Carbon monoxide is the biggest silent killer. You know, those fuel burning devices, using them indoors. People get crazy ideas when they're under stress, like using barbecues, camp stoves. You hear about it all the time. We're gonna put our barbecue inside the house. Like I actually got chewed out over on the channel last year. Somebody said, "Well, why did you tell someone they could make this? And now what if they go and they put it on their carpet?" Well, I guess because they don't have any common sense. Okay, but let's think about it realistically. Even candles. I've made candles. Maybe you've made candles. How many of you in the chat have made your own personal candles? Uh, that so that you could have extra lighting sources because it is a cheap way. Hit a one if you've made your own candles. But candles pose a huge fire risk. One thing that I would say to do with those candles is maybe to take the time to put the candles inside of another can. So if they do tip over, they get tipped over in an emergency situation when your stress level's already high, then it's already inside of a can. It's going to tip over in the can and it's not going to cause a fire on your carpet or your linoleum, right? That would be a really important thing in my book. Each and every one of you. Thank you, Tim. Are you being a part of the? So happy to be part of this mag family. Well, we're happy that you are part of the mag family, and I appreciate everybody that's becoming members this last month. We really appreciate it. Yeah, and Brandy F, we have some of those too. We do have the liquid candles. We have the battery operated candles. We have the lamp oil, lanterns. We have all kinds of things. Thank you, Beth D. We love you. I appreciate all you members posting up stuff. That's cool. Copycats here. I think that when we think about these combustible items, and if they're inside our home, that could be very dangerous. Rick, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Mason jars. George Mitchell, member for 2 months, warrior of the OTWP mag. I love that you guys are throwing them up. Throw them up on there. Let's do it tonight. Let's see who's doing what. Beth D, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you, Beth D. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. But, think about those mason jars. That's a great idea, Rick. See, this is all about us. It's not just about me, it's about all of us. And I look at what you all write. Crisco oil and wick makes a great candle. Crayons make a great candle. Crayons in a container makes a great candle. That's for sure. Um, Dragonflies is here. Oh, this is one of our little electric ones, and it's battery operated. It's kind of cool. They don't put off a lot of light, but I want to say this is that you don't probably want to put off a lot of light in a SHTF, right? You really probably don't. That could be a very dangerous situation. But also, I want you to think about your heaters, your lanterns. If they are not rated for indoor use, then don't use them indoors because it's always best not to take any chances when you're bugging in, right? When you're bugging in, you want to be on point and be super freaking safe. Solar lights, I think, are really a cool thing. Carol, we have been over the top with solar lights. We have motion activated solar lights, all kinds of solar lights. And we have these new light bulbs that I showed y'all. My mom actually prep away mama, Foxy Mama was doing the dang thing, and she showed me this light bulb, and so I got a 4-pack of them. So they charge and they recharge themselves too, which is very cool. I wonder after cooking chicken in the fat the next day might work. I would say yes, Brandy. I would say yes. You got an oily, greasy substance, bacon grease, any of that. But you got to take into consideration the safety. You'd probably want to save some coffee cans and some like veggie cans and put one can inside of the other because think about it. Remember when I held the ball of fire, y'all? What's up, Sam Tar? Hell. Remember when I held the ball of fire? That gets really hot. So if you don't have an extra, I would do 2 layers of metal, is what I would do. And I'd be very careful with it, right? Very careful. One trick that I can tell you that I showed over an off the wall prepper is when I did the coffee can. So you take a roll of toilet paper, stick it in the coffee can, drench it with a little alcohol, put the lid on it and leave it and let it set up for a few days or weeks or months or whatever, and that sucker will burn for a while. It'll burn for hours and hours. You still got to be careful. You're messing with fire. Make sure that you all have fire extinguishers and carbon monoxide detectors, and that you're really up on your game about that stuff. That's for sure. The next thing that I want to bring up about bugging in that could be deadly is running a generator. You're being freaking loud, and I tell you, people always say, well, I got a generator and I'm going to run that bad boy. Well, running that bad boy, and from living in an RV for almost 7 years, right? Traveling a few times I was out of the RV, but overall about 7 years. Those generators. I don't give a crap. They're loud. They are loud. They take a lot of gas, and the pumps are going to be down. You're not going to have access to that generator for long. And if you do, you're gonna have people that really go ballistic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have a cuteness alert y'all want to see? Hold on. Oh, Dragonflies has to interrupt my show, but it's okay. Bring it here. Yep, I'm in the cabin. Hold on a minute, y'all. You got to see. Up. Come here. Up. Look at that. Oh, look. Oh, this is Dragonfly's new little friend. Here, take her. You need to bring the other one in. It's the other one's eyes doing good. Sorry, y'all. Dragonflies was like, she's in love with this freaking cat. She is in love with this kitten. Now we have 10 cats, which is pretty cool, but Dragonflies is loving her kittens. So, you know, let's let's go on about the generator though, and I think it's really important. So, running a generator and it being so freaking loud, right? You're going to alert people that you're doing pretty good, that you're cooking, that you got lights, that you have all these things. And that is going to cause you a big problem. It's going to cause you a huge problem because every single time you fire up a generator, you are broadcasting, boom, here I am, to the whole neighborhood. And that you have a source of power that can be easily stolen. Even if no one around you is actively trying to steal your generator, you're going to find that all your neighbors are going to be dropping by to ask to borrow the generator. Generators draw a lot of attention. And if you do not have any other quieter source of backup power, you should do whatever you can to build a soundproof enclosure for that generator, right? I will tell you this, one great way that you can build a sound barrier is we used to soundproof rooms when my best friend was alive, and he loved to play the guitar, and his neighbors always got onto him because he was so freaking loud, right? So take foam or egg cartons, anything like that could help you basically build around that generator and quiet it down. You got to be cautious doing it because you're going to still need for it to get its fumes away. But I'll tell you what, folks, anything you can do to quiet down a generator is probably a really, really great idea. I would be very alert to what you are doing, how you're doing it, and why you're running that dang generator, uh, because it is very important. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Kentucky Survival. I've seen too many people blast those babies, and everybody looks like, hey, whoa, that guy's loud as hell, right? And that, my friends, could cause you some serious freaking problems. It really could. What are y'all saying about the cats? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and but see, Bethany, if you're gonna have that generator in the house, you really need to think about how you're doing it. If you have it outside, you could build a wood box around it, right? You could build a wood box around it, and that could be an awesome thing too. So, think about how you're doing it and think about when you're running it. I think it's even more important because if you're running it at the wrong time, folks, that's when you could create yourself some major, major problems. It really could cause you some major difficulties and major things could be happening. I want y'all to be safe, and I really want you to think about things realistically because I don't know what is going on here. There's some weird things going on. But anyway, the next one that we're going to go into is not exercising noise and light discipline. Now, this one is huge. If you have backup power, you better keep this fact a secret from everyone around you. If you use electric lights and appliances, be sure that their light and noise are not detectable from the outside of the home. And that's like super important, right, y'all? Because imagine, imagine, folks, that somebody walks by and they see all kinds of lights on in your home, but the whole neighborhood's dark. You just created yourself a chaotic, chaotic event. Like a generator, noise and artificial light are going to draw unwanted attention in a world that has gone silence from the absence of electricity. It would just be like, let's look back in history a little bit and let's think about this really. Think about this. When September 11th happened and we all seen every plane in the sky was gone. Imagine all of a sudden if you seen one plane up there, wouldn't you have been like, wow? And it would have had your attention because I remember it had my attention to the sky because there was no planes, right? So if one plane would have flew by, we would have all been like, whoa, hold it. What's going on now? Same thing with not exercising noise and light discipline. Yeah. Oh, it can Kentucky survival. It can. Not only that, is so many people are like, "Well, I'm just gonna go build a fire and I'll hang out by the fire, blah blah." A fire will get you in trouble. Now we're talking a SHTF situation. We're talking a situation where shit, people are running everywhere and it's crazy and chaotic. So the last thing you want to do is have all that attention right on you and say, "Oh, well, here I am." It's just like people, Kentucky. I'll say this directly to you, man. It's just like people with a laser on their second, right? Well, be it their 9, their 38, whatever it is, and they have a laser, but they're using it as a game. Like, okay, well, I see you. No, you just opened yourself up and they see you. You just opened yourself up as here I am, I'm a great target, take your best shot, right? Honestly. So you really need to think about it because no, not exercising noise and light discipline could be your downfall. It could be freaking deadly. Like, honestly, it could be deadly, folks. If you're not prepared to aim and fire, don't aim. If you're not ready for a SHTF to go black and turn off the lights, you better make a plan now and get it together. Yeah, good idea. The other thing that we use, Brandy, is we have blackout uh, drapes. We have blackout drapes now on every window. And I'll say this is that cardboard and blackout drapes, you still need to have noise and light discipline. It still could be a dangerous, dangerous situation. I think this is the biggest point of this whole thing tonight is not exercising noise and light discipline. Because so many people are like, well, shoot, man, I got the freaking generator. I got freaking food. I got ammo. Things are good over here. Are they? As you turn on your radio because you feel like listening to a song when the whole neighborhood is dark, you're asking for big time trouble. Big time trouble. Yeah, that's another good idea, Rick. You know, I have some pre-cut pieces already of plywood. We also started enclosing the back deck. I'm hoping in the next month that we get that completely done. Where because this little cabin has way too many doors, I'll tell you that right now. It has way too many doors. We have a front door, French doors, and a side door, and a whole back. This whole back wall behind me is nothing but full sheet glass windows. So we have our own uh, scenario here that if something happened, we have all these freaking windows everywhere. And me and Dragonflies always talk about we didn't want all these dang windows. And what do we get? We got this place with all these windows. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Yep, exactly, Kentucky. Yep, and put on inside for security. Yeah, I agree with you. I truly agree with you. Now, I will say this, folks, I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I see you're talking about solar generators. One thing that you can do is go to not Jetta Rack or Jetta Mac or whatever it is. It's Jetaverse. They have really good reviews, and you can get a solar generator with the panels. And you know, if you're going to go in debt for something, go in debt for something that could really help you in the long run. And a solar generator, truthfully believe it can and will. Jackeries, we had one. We returned it. It's too small. It's too small for basically anything. To me, there she is. Was your ears burning, Raven? Oh my gosh, Raven laughs up in the house. Everybody, welcome Raven. I just talked about you, Raven. That you changed my opinion about letting people into your mag. But I want to say that you know Geniverse offers this program where you can put so much down. It's like $50 to $100, and then you pay so much per month. If you're going to go in debt for something, go in debt for something that's going to matter. Okay, but that's up to you. But it's called Geniverse. I just want to bring that up. We're happy to see you, Raven. We are happy to see you. So nice to see you. So really think about exercising noise and light discipline. And I know y'all don't want to bug out. Not having a bug out plan and some escape routes. You know, a bug in situation could turn into a bug out in a heartbeat. The moment you need to bug out is not the time to start packing your bug out bag. You need to have a bag ready to go, even if you don't want to go, right? You need to have your bug out vehicle parked as close as possible. It should be fully fueled. It should be backed up to the house. We already have this plan, me and Dragonflies. If there's a SHTF and it really goes down and it gets bad, we are going to pull the vehicle up across the front door. We are going to use it as a staging area to protect the front of the house. So you want to have some routes in mind. You want to have some details in mind, and you want to have a plan for getting the heck out of the house if you have to. If you have to. But it's really important that even if you don't want to, have a plan to do it if you need to. That's my take on it. That's my words of advice on it, is that even if you don't wanna freaking go, think of a way, you know? "What's up, Red Dog?" Is to practice it. Yeah, that's a great point. But you gotta have some kinda plan, even if you don't wanna go, y'all. How many of you, okay, we talked about this before. How many of you in the chat, hey, Rhonda, how many of you in the chat right now have a bug out location? Don't say where, don't say what state, just hit a ZZ. How about that? Hit a ZZ if you have a bug out location. It's really important to have a plan. It's really important to have a plan. See, she's a wildflower. You jumped the gun. I said ZZ, not one. Yeah, Raven said ZC. See, I'm just messing with y'all tonight. Oh, Raven, you have missed me. Raven, I got to do it for Raven, y'all. Raven, you have missed it. I had to go and get a couple teeth pulled, right? So I got the Ozark wink. You see it? ZZ, some guy's place in Missouri. Or you could do the Ozark wink. If you in the chat have that plan, do the Ozark wink. Okay. But I just got to laugh about it. I'm getting my little flipper flopper, so things will be looking better. I'll be able to smile and be happy. Um, until you have a two situation, you really don't know what it feels like to have it done. But I feel a lot better, Raven. Healthy teeth, healthy gums are really important, guys and gals. I want to talk about the next one is having that escape plan. Really, you need to have multiple routes. And, like I said, each person's plan is going to be different. We're going to encounter obstacles that have to be hashed out, and they should be hashed out before the SHTF hits us. And honestly, folks, I think the SHTF, in a certain sense, is already here. But SHTF to most prepping communities is when there's boots on the ground and all shit's breaking loose and we don't have power and the no internet and it's full blown war. But I think economically we have a SHTF going on. I think government wise, school wise, religion wise, we have a SHTF going on. And one thing I want to bring up that I think is really important is not forget about communications. If you forget about some type of communications, be it if it's, we've talked about all kinds of things, amateur radio, cell phones, sat phones, NOAA radio, you need to have some type of contact with the outside world because these things are going to be so important, that there has to be a way to stay in contact with what's going on around you, right? A four wheeler in the summer, a show machine in the winter, and a good sense of direction. No roads, only barren moose trails. I love it, Raven. But it's really important. Hey, Patty, it's really important to have some kind of communications, some kind of thoughts, and also if you have a large family, I think your communication. What's up, dreaded seeker? Boy, this is just a good night. We got all kinds of sexy, sexy people up in here. But, it's really important that we have some type of communications, like on a serious. We could do the can and string thing, Brandy, but that's a long way. That I don't know how far that works, but we're not bugging out. And here we go. Dragonflies is like, we're not bugging out unless it's the last resort. But we still have ideas. We still have ways and things and routes to go. We still have been talking about this as a family. And I think that that's the most important thing is that you still want to have some kind of plan with your family, right? With your family. Not just, oh, okay, well, shit, now we got to do it. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. I definitely freaking agree on that. Red Dog. I've been posting on OTWP TV News if y'all missed it, and we got a serious border crisis happening. Serious happening. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Yeah, to everyone. Who said that? I think it was Carol. Carol, happy Cinco de Mayo. We're glad that all of you are here. But I want everybody to kind of think about that situation because if you forget about communications, be it even if it's walkie-talkies between you and your family, I think that that's still so important. You got to have some way to talk to somebody. And I think hand crank radios, the one that I did the review on, is really I'm impressed with it. Also, what is our call sign if it happens to the OT? Shit, just yell out in your head. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that a good one? Okay. I I don't know. It's something we haven't planned as a mag on YouTube because if we planned it on YouTube, everybody would know our shit. Maybe we'll do that on a members only live, Brandy. Maybe we should come up with something. Mexican and margaritas. Well, happy Cinco de Mayo to you too. Me and Dragonflies ate so much Mexican food last week; it was fabulous. But don't forget about communications and have a plan. And if you do forget about the communications, well, you're probably in big trouble. I believe that bugging in is sometimes the best solution to any emergency because we know the terrain, we know the people around us, but it is very important, folks, not to make any deadly mistakes, right? Not to make any deadly mistakes. And the ones that I brought up tonight could end up being a deadly mistake if you're not on point. So, if you missed the beginning of this, you may want to go back and watch it. I think that each and every one of us that right now, as we see so many things happening, we have to take into consideration what if, and start running all kinds of different scenarios through our heads. And then once you run them through your head, is like to actually figure it out, like actually figure out what you're going to do. Right? That's like really important. How many of you seen the video from earlier today? I was talking about the Joes that are all over this country, and you know, there's so many things going on right now. We have to stay centered. We have to stay focused, and I think the best thing that we can do is to keep making plans to go forward. Right? Not get stuck on, well, I'm only doing water or I'm only doing food or I'm only doing second amendment stuff or be versatile in your prepping. Learn as much as you can. And the main thing is to not give up and to keep going forward. That's like really important. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I think I have a phone call. Hold on. Oh, the main part of the show's over. I got to take this phone call if you don't mind, y'all. Y'all, I don't mind if you listen. Hold on. Hello? Joe. Well, Joe, yeah, yeah. Right now. I'm kind of busy. I don't really have the time to talk to you, dumbass. But I just thought, yeah, I've been trying to reach you for the last 2 years. hmm Yeah, it's mighty nice of you to call back, Joe. I have about 30 some people here that really don't agree with your bullshit. Yeah, we're really sick of what's going on in Washington. We're sick of you and the things that you've been doing to this country. Yeah, you can't remember what I just said. I'll let it go figure. O- Okay, Joe, the reason I was calling you, and folks, shh. Okay, Joe, the reason I was calling you up there is I was looking at your tax records, and I think you're very pitiful. So I have proof, right? I have proof, Joe. Let me pull this up for people so they know that I'm not bullshitting here. Joe, yeah, you make a good amount of money, and you gave away a hell of a lot of money. How much of that did you get? Did you get a certain cut of it? I'm just curious. Inquiry minds want to know, Joe. But anyway, Joe, uh, yeah, I was looking at your tax records and I see that, you know, most people give back to their communities and they help. And damn, Joe, you gave $389 a year to nonprofits, you and the missus. Uh, that's some bullshit right there. But yet, as soon as you got in the office, you gave away how much? Oh, billions. That's right, Joe. We think you suck. Joe, w- I have volunteers that will come and take you to the old folks' home. I'll even pay for the gas. Oh shit, you can pay for your own gas. You only gave away $389 to a nonprofit organization. He's awake, Joe. Oh, all right. I'll let you go since somebody has to change your depends. Okay, Joe. Yep, we'll be sending. Yeah, Joe. We don't think too highly of you. No. Why don't you go to Ukraine and stay over there? Bye, Joe. Well, wasn't that freaking nice of Joe to call me back? Well, shit, I feel honored. No, I don't. A piece of shit. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring a smile to y'all's face because, old Joe. Shit, Joe. Kentucky, could we meet up and I'll pay for the freaking gas. Let's go get him and tote him off. We'll give him a scoop of ice cream. No, I won't. I ain't even gonna waste a freaking $3. Oh shit, it's $8 now that he's in the White House. Well, son of a bitch. Well, somebody. George, what do you mean you don't believe me? It was Joe. Oh, Georgie. Who the knows where he is? I think he might be in Ukraine. Crap. Well, I got the inside. I think he got offended when I found out that he was only contributing $389 a year before he was elected to. Yeah, yeah. Well, we ain't giving him a damn ice cream. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Well, shit. And I definitely wouldn't use a fire extinguisher. We can't afford to buy a new one now that the old Joey's up there. Oh shit. Oh lordy. I hope that y'all took something fun from this live tonight. I hope you took something serious from this live. I hope that you think about bugging in, bugging out, or just being buggy. Who wants to eat crickets? Let's eat crickets next week. I call it National Cricket Week. We're going to eat crickets and be happy. You're gonna own nothing and be happy. But shit, I don't want to eat their modified crickets. I want my own. Well, shit, chocolate. Well, y'all make me smile. Oh, Rick. Well, thank you. Yeah, if anybody wants to buy OTWP crickets, I have them for $9.99 a dozen, and they're not modified. They're just crickets, just from the forest out here. So if you want crickets, just email me at offthewallpreppercricketfarm@gmail.com. And I heard that George is going to come back to the dating site, and we're going to make the prepper hookups here in a couple weeks. I feel a hole club is coming on too, and a conspiracy night's coming on. And of course, conspiracy night is in the midnight hour. This month, you'll be seeing red and black thumbnails. And so watch for the red and black thumbnails with that freaking cool ass. Whoa, hold on, that cool ass logo over there off the wall prepper do the dang thing. And so that's how you'll know that lives are going on or videos are coming out. You'll see red and black. Like each month I'm changing it. So I think next month is going to be polka dotted speedos, leprechaun color. So green, green. What? Well, yeah, I'll pat. Are they modified? Or are they good ones? So, with all the insecticide, they're already modified. Oh shit! Thank you. You could use an a-hole club tonight. I hear you. I think a lot of us could. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited about it. Also, starting this month, I think around the 15th, we are going to be having our first live. I can't say it anymore. I heard there's rumors on YouTube. Rumble, 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 rumble. Y'all, can y'all hear me? Rumble, rumble on OTWP Underground. Rumble. I heard some bullshit that we can't even put links out now. Boy, this shit's getting. Boy, we got to talk in code. Here's the code to DC. Everybody fly a bird. Oh, you can't see my bird. There you go. Well, there's a bird. Okay. Yes. Yes. OTWP Underground. That's what it's called. That's also on Telegram. And, "Oh, I can't drop links, I'm not supposed to say stuff." I don't know. What's the worst thing they can do? Smack me again. Oh, whatever. Yeah, Teresa, I seen that bullshit. Isn't that funny? Y'all, should we applaud him or should we flip him off? I mean, like, seriously. Now it's not a big risk. Oh, come on. You want to tackle and play in the mud. Yes, that's what it's called, Raven. And this is, hold on a minute. I'm going to change it so y'all can see what you're kind of looking for. When you look for it, you'll see this right here. Where's it at? Where's that? Where is it? Oh, jeez. Yeah, right here. You'll see that right there. OTWP Underground After Hours. So that's basically what it looks like so that you can kind of keep your eyes open for it on Rumble, Rumble, Rumble. And I hope that you all keep prepping and keep doing the dang thing. I will be posting some more lives, trying to get some schedule things worked out because I've been working like some OT and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Well, I agree with you, Raven. I agree. I agree with you, man. It's just like ridiculous. Oh, wow. Well, somebody's got to do it, right? Woof. Oh, whoa. You guys are just coming with all kinds of info. Come on, come on. It's is that like Cinemax After Hours? Shit. When you do a live, are you going to do the MREs? Yes, yes. I'm going to have a live. We have two. I have a bunch of things that I'm going to be showing this month, and I haven't really shown a lot of gear stuff. So the first one today was kind of to get you in mindset about how much food it takes just for a couple months. I'm also going to do another food one where it shows a year's worth of food. So I want you to see a year's worth of long-term food so that you can really grasp what you're up against, and also to figure out a way to come through, right, Betty? We always figure out ways to step up and come through. But I want to say that, like, this, when we hit the Great Depression or the Great Reset of 2030, it's not going to be the same dang way that it was during the Great Depression. It's going to be way different. And I agree, there is ways to make your own MREs, but also time's running out for a lot of folks. And if you need to grab them, like I said, we are an affiliate of My Patriot Supply. It does help the channel. And there's the link right there. We are an affiliate. But we've been doing some things like, Dragonflies dehydrates. We can food, but you also got to think about your freeze dried food. If you're blessed enough to have a freeze dryer, you better be using it. Use it as much as you can. And I agree with you, Raven. The window is closing very quickly on the USA. We have too much military movement. We have too much corruption. We have so many things happening. We are seeing it really go. See, you're blessed, Raven. I wish I had a freeze dryer. I don't have one. I actually ate a freeze dried ice cream sandwich that was absolutely delicious. I also ate Bit of Honey's freeze dried. We have a guy that has an automobile shop, and his wife has a freeze dryer, and so they've been putting them in there for sale for really cheap. And so we're gonna just keep doing what we're doing. But I've been purchasing cases, and I'm gonna keep doing it. What? No, candy and ice cream aren't real food, but I'll tell you what, you're gonna appreciate a bit of honey or a freaking cup of coffee or a freaking some chocolate pudding or something other than rice and beans when the shit breaks out. And I think the thing that we have to really look at, right, is that you need to each one of us need to think about this. It's not gonna be just for a year or 5 years. The Great Depression lasted 10. So with technology and the CBDC and all this shit rolling out, man, this could be a 10, 15-year stint, right? Was bless my kids, they hogged it for me. Really? So what? That's cool. You ship on base. That's cool. Yeah, I think she does shop on base. Yeah, actually Kentucky Survival, cheap, cheap. They're selling for 139.95 on different sites like My Patriot Supply and other ones, but I think we're going to be able to get them for about 110 and plus shipping. But I think that if we do it the right way, um, I'm going to go ahead and get the wholesale license right. I have two things I got to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the wholesale license so that I can just go forward with it. For this company, they need a couple things. I need a resale permit for Missouri. That's easy peasy. And then I think what I'm going to do is get like a pallet is what I'm going to do is order a pallet, and then anybody that wants to, purchase a few or whatever, we'll figure out a way to do it. But also, there's a lot of good things on My Patriot Supply right now. Honestly, they have a lot of good sales going on. So I want to purchase them for maybe long term. Maybe I don't know, Kentucky. Maybe I need to bury a pallet of these. I don't know. Like honestly, maybe we do need to bury a pallet. She's up in Alaska. She's in Alaska. Yeah. Okay. All right, Bethy. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. She should have had a YouTube channel years ago. She is Raven is very knowledgeable about a lot of things. What a great Yeah, I love Raven. She's taught Raven, you actually taught me some things over the last 2.5 years, and I want to say thank you. I've mentioned you a couple times when you're not here, and you're actually here. But you actually gave me a new insight to not being an a-hole about letting people come into the mag. Yeah, Brandy F, it's right underneath me right now. And also, if you go to the video today um, of the Mega Hall, it's also right there, Brandy, too. And I mean, I've been purchasing some stuff, and I'm going to keep purchasing because I think as Raven said, I think the window is coming to a close, folks. And when the window closes, there's not going to be any more time to do the things you need to do, and that's really important to keep going forward. Yeah, but Raven, you also, you said some things to me about like not turning away kids, and if people were talking about they didn't have skills, just turn them away. And you made me kind of change my ideas about that. Trust me, I definitely am still going to be very cautious and careful. But you gave me a little different insight, like put them to work, teach them a skill, have them haul wood, have them haul water, have them walk your dogs, have them clean up the dog do. Yeah, I just said it's in the last video. If somebody wants to do it, that'd be great. If you want to do it, Dragonflies, would you go into the last video, into the description? Uh, yeah, that's what you taught me, Raven, and I appreciate that. Because of what I said, it really made me backstep and think about what I was saying and how I was really feeling things. And I think that it really comes down to people. Like we really, really need to know that, it's very important for us to be a community, for us to be a true community and not forget people in the shadows. Like we have to do this for each other. And I think without us really doing that, I think we're all going to be freaking screwed. And I think that it's very important that we do it, and we do it with honor, and we do it with truth, and that we don't give up. And I think that sometimes we give up too quickly on people, and I think that we shouldn't, and that's just the truth. Here we go. Yeah, that's the wrong one, Little Boots. You have to. It's right here, folks. It's right there in the chat. Thank you though, Little Boots, but take that one down, okay, please. Just retract the comment. It's the actual link to My Patriot Supply, which is that one right there. So I put it in the chat, and I'll pin it actually. I'll star it so that people can see it. But we got the Alexa Pure. I got a great couple reviews I'm going to be doing on some other things. So you got your elderberry plants delivered yesterday. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I agree with you, Kentucky. Like, I don't think that the people that think they're going to be lone wolves are going to be able to do very good. I think they're going to find out the hard way very quickly, Kentucky, when three or four people say, no, that's not how it's going to work. And then their stuff is going to be gone, or they're going to perish because of stupid mistakes. And I think, that's a good philosophy, Raven. Many hands lighten the load. And also, what we were just talking about tonight, the 24/7 security without many eyes. If you only have two eyes, you're going to get tired and you're going to have to go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, that's when somebody's going to hit you, and they're going to hit you hard. So, everybody, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Lenora. I'm going to play a couple songs and get out of here. Let you guys have a minute to chit chat. We do have some lives coming up this weekend on Sunday. So I hope to see y'all then. We have a members only live now every Sunday, and it's just kind of my way to bring the members in closer. And that one is, I think we have Damned If You Do, Damned If You Don't scheduled for Sunday night, and that's our new game night. So that should be a lot of fun as well. I really appreciate everybody being here, and I hope tonight's live that you took something from it. Hit a 1 in the chat if you took something from it, and that you really feel that maybe you weren't thinking right about bugging in. Maybe there is some obstacles that you need to address. Sam Tarhill, thanks for being here. Rick Codwell, Rhonda Brewer, Raven Laughs, absolutely phenomenal to see you. Red Dog, Kentucky Survival, Lenora. Nice to see everybody. I probably left a lot of you out. Alan V, she's a wildflower. Beth D, I hope that each and every one of you keeps doing the dang thing. Don't give up and don't give in. And remember, live the prepper life. Live the journey. And life is a journey. Make every day count, because it's a freaking fantastic world out there. And we can't get distracted by all the lies, deceit, corruption, and Joe, not again. Shit, I'm not talking to Joe again. He can kiss my American ass. How many of you think kiss my American ass? I think that's the new motto. But everybody, it's all right, Little Boots. It's okay. God bless you. Oh, Mama Freddie. Mama Freddie's up in Mama Freddie. Dreaded Seeker's up in the house. God bless you all from here in the Ozarks. Let's light this bitch up. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Oh, hold on. The new OTWP dancers are coming out for your entertainment tonight. And here they go. Uh-oh. It's the new Crazy Wild OTWP dancers. And we're going to light this sucker up. Let's go.
in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the ass, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad bitches here, I'ma curb them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young niggas in me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace, bitch.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin. Howling, you got the white knuckles holding on the tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside. Heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, right. Moments pass, make this one count. Untie. You're so good at dragging yourself down. Why? Well, there ain't much time left to figure things out. Deep underneath all the laser, your doubts. There's a heart.